So it will not stop raining. We'll have to wait on the hull another week. So it's been raining quite a bit lately. I was able to get around the hull a little bit to scrape off the loose bottom paint. It's ablative, so when you rub it, it's coming off onto the glove, and that's usually the tip to test whether the paint is ablative or not. Ultimately though, sanding everything off, and that's just gonna get pushed back, so I'm sorry guys. I really wanted to get that job started. But to keep progress going, let's move to a different priority for the boat. That is repowering the Westsail, and the best site to go to, hands down, the best resource is Westsail parts. And that ultimately, I mean, I can go here and find a lot of different troubleshooting parts, part recommendations. Then there's other groups I'm involved with where I can get feedback and on the longevity of a lot of it. It's not insurmountable to rebuild a Volvo, but for some of the plans I have, it'd be nice to have a very solid marine diesel engine, and that's going to last for many decades. Now, to install the beta engine in a Westsail 32, I had to determine if it was a full engine liner or if the engine bay was the old small liner. And the way to tell the difference, of course, look at the diagrams. But in the older Volvo mounted engine bays, the older boats went with a more dropped bay versus kind of the step up. So if in fact it was a full engine room liner, I would need to order some special rear mounting brackets. I would have to set in place 4 1/2-inch thick aluminum plates and bolt those. And then of course the engine will be dropped onto those plates. Since it is one of the original small engine Volvo pans, rather than the engine room liner, then those bolts will just simply be 2 long 1/2-inch mounting plates to the engine pan. Of course, I can always use spacer if I need to align it correctly, so I can achieve the correct alignment for the shaft and the new prop. So since the Volvo is a left-handed propeller, I have to get a new propeller, but as you can see, that's probably for the best. The other thing I had to check out was the control lever. Is the old Volvo a single lever engine control, and is that compatible with the new beta? Even though my engine control lever is an earlier version, it'll still work with the new beta. The only thing I'm going to have to do is change the shift on the back side of the control to the other arm, since the original engine pushed it forward. And for the beta, I'll have to pull the cable to go forward. The other thing that was recommended was to go with the high-rise exhaust elbow. You see in the diagram here, that's to prevent any water from backing up into the engine when it is shut down or the boat is under sail. The water lift muffler should be fine. It looks like that was something the previous owner had ordered and installed, so I can keep that. The only other thing to decide was on a control panel. You know, it comes with a standard ABV panel, which is fine for others, but I'm someone who likes to look at gauges, and I want to know the information as things are happening. And so while it has the lights and the alarms for oil pressure and engine coolant temperature and alternator charging, the voltage and everything, I much prefer to go with that. So I have the engine quote. I plan to go with the other upgrades of 120 amp alternator with the serpentine belt. And of course, I've decided on the C panel instead of the ABV panel. The high-rise elbow with exhaust wrap, I think that is worth the upgrade. And of course, I'm not going to need the rear engine bracket. And I have the parts list, and you can try to price it out. you're definitely gonna beat West Marine and other box stores, and you could dig for hours on Amazon, but this is just gonna be very, very easy. It's simple. I'll have everything I need. And then of course you can always watch if you want to, and you'll get to see the whole installation. I gotta get the engine out first, and that is gonna be a mess. Yeah, look at this lineup. Epoxy, bilge paint, fairing compounds, fillers for running bonding, patching all these dents and punches to the hull. So there's no excuses now. Time to get to work.